I am proposing to create a world where both the conservative and progressive ideas are at full strength simultaneously to ensure that people are not only taken care of in terms of material needs, but in terms of enlightenment and reaching a fulfilling and dignified life.
Wherever possible, the government and private charities should require people to work in exchange for social assistance. When we do this, we help people in two ways. First, through welfare, we're helping them meet their immediate material needs. And second, through work, we're helping them earn their own success, the key to a fulfilling and dignified life.
Let's look at the systemic underpinnings of inequity that perpetuate cycles of poverty. Let's commit our hearts and our heads to solving this as a nation and not just in 20 square block areas. And let's invite the experts to the table, in this case, members of the communities that are impacted. We set out as one small nonprofit to end poverty in our community. Let's commit our vast resources to creating a tipping point as a nation so that we can stop treating the symptoms of poverty and end it once and for all.
I want the government to be able to create as much money as they want in order to help their citizens. I think the government should be able to just use a limitless amount of money to essentially contract or buy companies that own water, farms, hospitals, and any other companies necessary to fulfill what I am calling the Free Survival Act. Once they own or have a contract with these companies, then they can make their contracted businesses or employees donate their products and services to the government's citizens. Now, I know what you're thinking, if you're thinking at all. If the government pays people to produce those things with an unlimited amount of money at their disposal, this will eventually create inflation. And you would be right, Curiositer, but I came up with a solution on how to counteract inflation, or to regulate it. The idea is that taxes will be transformed into an inflation regulating system, and the traditional use of taxes will be no more. Because the government would have an unlimited amount of money, the government wouldn't need yours. Taxes will still be a thing, but instead of them using that money to pay for the military or to pay people to fix the roads or to use on welfare, it'll be destroyed in order to counteract inflation. So it doesn't matter how much money the government prints because they will constantly be destroying it. Their only limit is that they can't make money faster than they can destroy it, because if they did, then inflation would eventually occur. If they were to do this with physical cash, they can just recycle the old money and turn it into new money. And if the money is used online, they can create an algorithm that will delete the online money, probably with something called TurboTax Destroyer. Now, to do a small recap, I am proposing that the government needs to be able to create as much money as they need, as long as they use that money to enforce what I am calling the Free Survival Act, which would entitle basic needs in a modern society for their citizens, such as unlimited free healthcare, a place to live, healthy food, clean water, basic clothing and basic shoes, all hygiene necessities, education, and access to the internet. Enforcing the Free Survival Act would eradicate poverty. This is a pretty cool idea, but we need a plan to execute this idea. Now, this is when things get complicated. Obviously, things need to be clarified on exactly what the details are when it comes to the Free Survival Act. And we can't just expect everyone, especially the government, to just go along with this idea and believe in it full-heartedly without doing research to see what possible repercussions there may be if this was implemented. And once they complete their research, they will debate if the pros outweigh the cons. And if they do, most likely a lot of people will be on board with the Free Survival Act. If the majority of the government supports this idea, and if enough citizens vote for it, it will be implemented. Here are 6 steps that we need to take in order to make this a reality. Step 1, spread the word. The only way we can solve poverty is if people know that we can. And step 2, we need to make a petition and get at least 100,000 signatures within 30 days to support the Free Survival Act idea. Step 3, we need people to get together and work out the details of the Free Survival Act. It would be best if it were people that specialized in knowing the law. Step 4, we need a representative or a congressman/woman to propose the Free Survival Act bill. Step 5, we need to hope that the United States House of Representatives vote in favor for the Free Survival Act bill. Step 6. If it becomes a bill, we need to vote for it. Now, I said I wanted to create a world where both the conservative and progressive ideas are in full strength, simultaneously. And as always, stay curious.